Hey everyone, and welcome. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down this really powerful formula for any leader who wants to get the absolute best ideas out of their team. And it really all boils down to one simple question.
This is the million-dollar question for any manager, isn't it? How do you actually get your team's best ideas? It's not just about waiting for lightning to strike or hoping for some random burst of genius. It turns out there's a real, repeatable process you can actually build.
So where are we getting this from? Well, our guide here is this really fascinating study from 2023. Researchers went into 145 hotels. Think about that, a super competitive industry where new ideas are everything. And they found a surprisingly clear three-part answer to this question.
All right, so first things first, let's get on the same page about what we're even aiming for here. Innovation, it's not just some trendy buzzword people throw around. The study makes it super clear. This is the cornerstone of how you compete and win. It's literally about adapting to survive and hopefully thrive.
And what we're talking about is something specific called innovative work behavior. And look, this isn't just about having a great idea in the shower. That's just step one. This is about the entire journey. Seeing a problem, coming up with an idea, getting people on board with it, and this is the key part, actually implementing it to make a real difference. That is the behavior we're after.
Okay, so how do you actually get that behavior out of your team? Well, the study found it all starts from the top. But, and this is a big but, not just any kind of leadership will do. It takes a very specific style. They call it transformational leadership. And this is not about being a taskmaster or micromanaging a to-do list. No, it's all about inspiring people. These are the leaders who paint a big, exciting picture of the future. They push their teams to think outside the box, and they actually care about each person individually, offering support and real mentorship.
And you might be wondering, okay, but how do you even measure that? Well, what's so cool is how the researchers did it. This quote you see here, it's a direct example from the survey they used. It's so simple, right? But it cuts right to the heart of it. Does your leader make you feel like you're all part of something big, something you're building together?
All right, so we've got this transformational leader who's inspiring everyone. Awesome. But how does that feeling of inspiration actually turn into a real, tangible idea that gets implemented? It's not magic. The research shows it works through two very specific pathways that happen inside an employee's mind. Okay, pathway number one is something called organizational identification. It's a bit of a mouthful, but what it really means is that deep down feeling of belonging. It's the difference between just working for a company and feeling like you're part of the company. Their wins feel like your wins. And this quote just nails what that feels like. Again, this is straight from the study. You see, this isn't about being happy with your paycheck. It's something deeper, a real, personal, emotional connection. And when a leader's vision makes you feel that way, you start to see the company's goals as your own goals. Now, the second pathway is employee voice, and this one is all about psychological safety. It's that core belief that you can actually speak up with a new idea, a worry, maybe even challenge the way things are done, and you're not going to get shut down or punished for it. And here's what that looks like in practice. This is literally what they asked employees. A great transformational leader makes you feel safe to speak up because they listen and they show you that your ideas matter. Because, let's be honest, without that feeling of safety, all the best ideas in the world just stay locked in people's heads.
So let's break these two down because they work together. Think of it like this. Feeling you belong, that's the why. It's the motivation, the reason you care. And feeling you're heard, that's the how. It's the channel, the way you can actually contribute. You can't have one without the other. You absolutely need both for this to work.
And just remember, this isn't some abstract theory. These insights come from the real-world experiences of 466 people, frontline employees and their managers. So this is a solid finding that draws a direct line from leadership style to actual results. Okay, so let's walk through the whole path. Step 1, the leader inspires with a clear vision. Step 2, that vision makes employees feel like they belong and feel safe to speak up. Step 3, that 1-2 punch of belonging and voice unlocks a flood of new ideas. And finally, step 4, those ideas actually get turned into reality. That's the chain reaction. But wait, there's one more critical piece to this puzzle.
Because think about it. You can have a great driver and a full tank of gas, but if the road is full of potholes, you're not going anywhere fast. The same is true here. A great leader and a motivated employee can still get stuck. The study found one last, absolutely crucial ingredient, the workplace climate itself.
So what's an innovation climate? It's that feeling everyone in the building shares, the sense that the company actually wants new ideas.
It's not about putting up a poster that says, innovate. No, it's about seeing that trying new things is rewarded, that messing up isn't a career ender but a chance to learn, and that the company's rules actually help you try new stuff instead of getting in your way.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The study found that the right climate works like a giant amplifier. Just look at this chart. The connection between feeling heard and actually coming up with new ideas was way, way stronger in places with a supportive climate. The right environment doesn't just help a little. It takes all the good stuff a leader is doing and just cranks the volume to 11.
So here's the bottom line. The environment is a force multiplier. A great leader can create the initial spark, but it's the climate, that supportive atmosphere, that provides the oxygen to turn that spark into a roaring fire. Without that oxygen, even the best sparks just fizzle out.
Okay, so what do you do with all this? How do you put it into action? Well, this research basically hands us a playbook, a step-by-step guide to building a real innovation engine in your own team.
It really comes down to these 4 keys. Number 1, you gotta cultivate that transformational leadership. Focus on the vision, the why, not just the tasks. Number 2, you have to actively build that sense of belonging. Connect people's day-to-day work to the bigger mission. 3, encourage voice, ask for ideas, and more importantly, show people it's safe to give them. And finally, number 4, build the right climate. That means changing the rules and rewards to actually support experimentation.
And so that really leaves us with one final question to think about. Look at these 4 parts of the engine: the leadership spark, the feeling of belonging, the safety to speak up, and the climate that fuels it all. If your team isn't innovating the way you know it could be, which one of those parts is broken? Or maybe, which one is missing entirely? Thanks for digging into this with us.